every year. So this advertisement expenses, it will be shown on the balance sheet side, on the asset side. So this 1 lakh you have already spent. So every year 1 lakh you will be transferring to the profit and loss account. For first year, what you will do? 20,000. Second year you will be transferring 20,000. Finally, whatever the amount you spend on the advertisement expenses, you will be setting off every year up to 5 years. This will be the treatment of account as per the Indian standard. Yeah. Although it's an expenses, but any expenses which you are incurring for advertisement of a new launch product, okay, then you will have to show on the asset side, and every year you need to recover 20,000. You need to debit the profit and loss account. Finally, this amount will become zero after 5 years. From the asset side, it will get removed. So this is what Indian standard gap says. Okay. Maybe in US gap, this might be the different. I don't know about what it says in the US gap. So means gap in the sense it will show you how to treat each and every account. Okay, whether it has to be treated in the profit and loss account or balance sheet. So each gap says different things. Okay. So as a finance consultant, we should not worry about, okay, we should not know what gap says because they have separate teams to understand the gap, and everything they will let you know. Our job is to do the practice. I mean, our job is to make the posting in a particular period and according to the particular financial year. So how to set this account, whether this account has to be arranged in the profit and loss account or in the balance sheet, it is not our headache. It will be taken care by the separate team. They will give us the format of the GL, I mean profit and loss account and balance sheet. Accordingly, we just need to design those GL account in the either in the PNL or balance sheet. Okay. Hope you understand what is gap.
Yes, sir.
Not necessarily we should be expert in gap. No, because people at the chartered accountant level, they know what is gap. Even if I am chartered accountant of India, I cannot know what is gap of USA, what is gap of IFRS. So they have every accounting principle have different methods of following, different method of treating the accounts. Okay. So now let's say if you are working for India, I have to follow the Indian gap. So in my leading ledger, I mean, there will be leading and non-leading ledger. Okay. So leading ledger by default, it's a mandatory. Leading ledger, it will be created at client level. Only one leading ledger will be there for the client. If I open the screen, I will take you to the screenshot FINSC underscore ledger. I'm just introducing this topic, okay? We'll see in detail of this topic. As a part of baseline configuration, we are trying to understand, okay, what is leading ledger, what is non-leading ledger, okay?
Okay, sir.
So if you look at here, this is a screen where ledgers are created, either leading ledger or non-leading ledger. So if you look at the screen, this is the column for ledger. 0L is the ledger for this client. This is the standard ledger given by the SAP. Okay. So you need to assign your company code to this ledger here in the assignment column. So once you assign your company code to the leading ledger, you have to assign your accounting principle. Three things you need to do it. We'll see one by one. So we have only one leading ledger, which is at the client level. We cannot have more than one leading ledger per client. You remember this. And if you look at here in this column, only one leading ledger is activated. Means OL is our leading ledger. All other ledgers are non-leading ledger. Okay. So now I will tell you one thing. Leading ledger is only one. Now it is assigned to all the company code in a client by default. If you look at here, you can also find your company code here. By default, all the company code will be assigned to the leading ledger. Let's say TA20 is our company code, right? So far, we have not done any assignment. See, TA20. Any company code which you are creating in the system, by default, it will be assigned to the leading ledger, okay? Same way, our leading ledger is not only assigned to our company code, it is also assigned to other logistic module, such as material management, SD, PP, all other module, because it's at the client place. It is at the client level. So it will be created at the client level first in place. Only one leading ledger will be there for the client, and it is assigned to the all company code in a client by default, and it is assigned to logistic module. So any question out of these 4 points?
No, sir.
Okay.
No,
In
sir.
and this leading ledger, it will be used fiscal year, right? We define fiscal year, right? For our company code, fiscal year and posting periods. Define for company code by default is used by leading ledger. Okay, by default, whatever the financial year, see, I will show you. If you go here, double click on the company code settings. Now double click here. So if you look at here, financial year is not assigned to our company code so far, but TA20 posting period we have assigned. Okay. So if you assign, let's say for example, OB 37, we are assigning the financial year to the company code. V3. Now this will be assigned to our leading ledger by default. Same way, we have posting period variant we have defined. If you go to our posting period variant, OBBP, TA20 is the posting period variant. So now if you look at our leading ledger, if I refresh, well, I am refreshing the screen, okay? Once I come back, so you can see that financial year, fiscal year variant and posting period, both are assigned to the leading ledger. Our company code is TA20. Now double click here. So now you look at here. So fiscal year is also assigned and our posting period, whatever we assign to our company code. Okay. Additionally, it also assign the first currency, means whatever the company code currency is there, it will automatically assign to the leading ledger. Okay, automatically assign from the company code. So company code currency is 10, right? So it is automatically assigned. So additionally, how many currencies we can define? Additional currency apart from our company code currency, we can define this global currency, and apart from the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, total 10 currencies we can define for our company code if you have such requirement. Okay. So what is leading ledger functionality is there? Whatever the financial year and posting period used by our company code. So this is by default assigned to the leading ledger, and company code currency is also assigned to the leading ledger. Additionally, we can assign 8 currencies to the leading ledger. If you have such a requirement, you can assign, no problem. So we'll discuss why we need additional currencies and all. At this point of time, just you understand the technical functionality of the leading ledger. This is about leading ledger. So when do we need, I mean, non-leading ledger also we can define. Let's say I am working for multinational organization. Okay, they have parent company in USA, and in India also they have sister concern company. So in India, what I will do, I will assign the leading ledger to my company code because I am operating from India. At the same time, I have to report as per the US requirement also, right? Because my company code is set up in USA. Parent company is in USA. So I need to report to USA also. Whatever the transaction I am performing in India, I also need to report them in the USA. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, for that purpose, I need to create one more non-leading ledger, which is called US GAAP. So I will create one accounting principle US GAAP. Then I will assign the US GAAP to the non-leading ledger. So what happens when you create the non-leading ledger? All the entries, whatever you are posting in a leading ledger, it will flow all the entries from the leading ledger. Whatever the entries we are posting at the company code level through leading ledger, it will flow to the non-leading ledger also. Then leading ledger non-leading ledger can have different fiscal year variant and posting periods. What we have in the leading ledger. Do you understand this point? So let's say if we are creating our non-leading ledger, we can have different financial year and posting period. For example, what is the financial year followed by the USA?
Calendar year, sir.
Yeah, calendar year. So after creating the non-leading ledger, we can assign calendar year. Means we can assign K4 and posting period accordingly, correct? So we can assign. Say for example, I'm just showing you this. let's say I'm creating one new leading ledger, non-leading ledger, okay, for as per our requirement, okay, T1 example. Okay, this is already created. T2. This is a practical environment, right? Most of the people are using this. So T3, let's say for example, non-leading ledger. Save this. Okay, let's say I have created the non-leading ledger. Okay. Now this non-leading ledger I need to assign to my company code. So if you look at here, by default this is not assigned, correct? But whereas leading ledger by default it was assigned, right? Did I mean, do I need to make assignment for the leading ledger to our company code?
No, sir.
Yeah, so we need to make assignment to the non-leading ledger for our company code. Let's say TA20. Enter. So the moment I press enter TA20, it will take our financial year variant and posting period variant from leading ledger. Okay. Now we have option to change here. We can assign separate posting period also. We'll see this. The purpose is to show you, I mean, what is the functionality of the non-leading ledger. Even for non-leading ledger also, first currency would be company code currency. Okay. Second currency you can keep as per the requirement of the particular gap. If US gap, if we are working for the US gap, what we can do is we can keep our second currency as US dollar in the non-leading ledger. Okay, so we'll see one by one. Hope you understand this, what is leading and non-leading ledger. Okay, I will explain you in detail. Okay, just introduction of the topic. Non-leading ledger has first currency as company code currency. Do you understand this? Any point, any question so far? Anyone,
No,
please?
sir. No, sir.
But
No, sir.
everyone clear, right? What is accounting principle? So for each country, you have one accounting principle. If you are working for multinational organization, you need the non-leading ledger. Otherwise, you don't require the non-leading ledger. If you are working only for the single country where you need to follow one accounting principle, then this is fine. Leading ledger is fine. If you are working for multinational company, then you require the non-leading ledger also. Then this is well and good. So now, as I said, we need to get the profit and loss account based on the profit center example. So for this profit center, if I have to create in the system, this profit center is a master data. So if I have to create the profit center in our system, then I have to create first controlling area, because we want the balance sheet based on the profit center also, right? So to create the profit center, I will write this at the top. To create the profit center in the system, we need to create controlling area. What is controlling area? Controlling area, this is related to CO module, controlling module, okay? But we need controlling area also to get integrated with finance because we want profit center to create. We want to create the profit center. So we cannot create the profit center without controlling area. So for doing that, I will create the controlling area first. Let's say, for example, how to create the controlling area. Go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG, controlling, general controlling, organization, maintain controlling area. So what is this controlling area and all? Okay, we don't need to understand as a finance consultant. Okay, because this is related to CO. CO consultant will do all the settings for controlling area. We are not concerned about the controlling area. We don't need to understand about the controlling area. What we are concerning here is how to create the profit center. We can only create the profit center if controlling area is set up in the system. Say for example, I will create new entry. I will create one controlling area, TA40. So I will write controlling area for TA40. Just we'll create the controlling area for our requirement. No need to understand this, okay? If you are working as a CO consultant, you need to require this. What is the chart of account? What we use for our company code, which is TA40. No. TA20 is the controlling area, right? For our company code. Fiscal year variant V3. Standard hierarchy, I will take TA20. I will save this. Save the controlling area. Just we are creating one controlling area, okay? This controlling area will assign to our company code. Now click on assignment. Click on new entry. Assignment TA20. Assign the TA20 company code. Now save this. Enter. Now select our company code. Click on activate component or indicator. So what is this? I will explain you overview of this when we post the scenario. Okay, 2024 to 9999. So when we are doing the cost center accounting, it should be active. We have to activate whatever we are doing. So this is for the CO consultant, not for finance. Okay, that's why I'm not explaining this. As a finance consultant, no need to worry about these settings. If you want, I will explain you, overview, but not now. After some time. Let us first set up the data. Now we have done with the creation of controlling area. Now, as we discuss document splitting settings in our configuration sheet, we have document splitting related configuration. First, we'll do the document splitting related configuration. What is the time left? Okay. Shall we continue tomorrow this class?
Sure, sir.
Correct, no?
Yes,
Because
sir.